After an enforced 5-month break, the Motocross World Championship is finally back. But instead of the planned trip to Patagonia, we are here in Latvia for the first of a triple header in Kegums, the home of the MXGP Latvia since 2009. The first part of the 2020 MXGP season was dominated by two men. Jeffrey Hurlings arriving in the paddock with a mature new attitude, taking the top step of the podium in both Matterley and Valkenswaard, while defending champion Tim Geiser took race wins at both rounds, is only 9 points behind the bullet coming into the season restart, and isn't about to give up his world title without a fight. In MX2, a similar duel has already developed. Jago Hirtz victorious in the season opener ahead of Tom Vial, but the Frenchman then showed a stark improvement in his sand skills in Valkenswaard to top the podium there, helped by a big first corner crash for Hirtz in race 2. The Red Bull rider now with a 5-point lead in the championship. The championship calendar is now looking very different and has been cut down from 20 to 16 races, including multiple events in Faenza and Mantova in Italy and in the deep sands of Lommel. The season finale is now due in Patagonia at the end of November. Latvia is a stunning location in which to restart this year's championship, having been independent since the peaceful Singing Revolution in 1990. And the capital Riga is a gem of a city on the Baltic coast, boasting a temperate climate and beautiful architecture. The Motor Centre Zelterzerks is based about an hour southeast of the capital in the centre of the country and is ripped and ready for the third round of the 2020 FIM Motocross World Championship.
Amici appassionati dal cuore tassellato, ben ritrovati. 5 mesi di lungo stop per poter ripartire qua dalla Lettonia col mondiale MXGP. Non vedevamo l'ora e sicuramente vedremo delle gare fantastiche. Vi ricordo che qua in Lettonia si correranno ben 3 GP, uno dietro l'altro, la domenica, il mercoledì e la domenica successiva. Per cui ci sono tanti punti in palio, saranno gare sicuramente con delle lotte stellari. Le categorie sono la MXGP, la MX2, la MX 250 e la MX Open. Per cui vi lascio con gli highlights delle prime 2 manche della MX Open. Cosa dire? Ben ritrovati e avanti tutta col mondiale MXGP.
Here's what happened. EMX Open, race 1, brand new race series. Charging into the first turn, mid-pack, handful of riders and more went down. But it was Sineo Ubak who led, but only for about a half a dozen corners before getting caught and passed there by the 6'10 of Mads Sjöholm. He would eventually finish in 9th place as he was put under the microscope by the likes of this guy here, the 302 of Cornelius Tundell. And then Matt Cooks, number 92. Karel Kutza was also on the charge. The 132 round the outside. He closed in on the race leader and made that move after he made a mistake. So all of a sudden, we had Karel Kutza leading the way. Sjöholm was in second. But for, the 302 was in second position of Cornelius Tundell, but he was getting caught by the 92 of Tom Mackooks. Mackooks, though, was a man on a mission. He got squeezed by a back marker at the top of the hill here, couldn't find a way through, but then in the next series of turns, he really worked his magic. And then 2 or 3 corners later, got good drive coming out of the turn and made his move just towards the end of the lap. He was now up into second. And again, that mistake there from your race leader, Karel Kutza, allowed Tom Mackooks to get good drive. He could choose to get out of the line early there. Good drive, parked himself down the inside. And as we entered the final lap, that was the move that put Tom Mackooks into the lead. He just had to stay there. He got a little bit of a warning towards the end of the final lap, though. A couple of mistakes and back markers just hampering his progress, but it was a win in the end for the Latvian. Makuks. Kutsar was second, Ekrol third from a poor start. Everybody got away nice and safely in EMX Open Race 2, but it was the sliding into the first turn of number 18, Domantas Jasdukas of Lithuania, who took the whole shot and led for a reasonable amount of time. Karol Kutsar was in there in second. Quickly into third was Tom Makuksha, winner from race 1. And then background in fourth place was also Mira Sivonen and Andero Luzbo. This was the pass, though, for the lead. That happened on lap 4. Kutsar getting the better of Jasdukas. Then we found ourselves with these two fighting over the lead. Kutsar and Makuks, the Estonian and the Latvian. And behind them, Andero Luzbo eventually got the better of Jasdukas as he moved into third with that pass. Kutsar already out of sight in the far side there. But then this battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. We had Sivonen and Jasdukas getting caught then by the 108 of Stefan Ekrol. Kim Sebasti was in there as well. The 18 was on borrowed time. He eventually came home in 7th, having to give way to both those guys. Luzbo made a mistake at the end of the lap. Ekrol was back through. But then Sivonen had better ideas. He needed to get back into that 4th place to get on the podium. Ekrol was there, but this was the pass that clinched it for Luzbo. Got better drive through the wave section, made that move to get himself back into 4th. Ekrol was now down into 5th place. And then Sebasti also found his way past into 5th with that pass on the German Ekrol. Then he went after Luzbo, and what a finish it was. Makuks came home to win the race for the perfect day here at home. He went 1-1 to win here from Kutsar and Luzbo third overall.
E dopo esserci scaldati con la MX Open passiamo alla MX 250, dove al via ci saranno tanti piloti italiani. Non faccio i loro nomi al momento, ma ci sarà una sorpresa alla fine appunto delle due manche. Buona visione.
The first EMX 250 race went off. Over on the far left, getting squeezed to the bank in the yellow, was the poleman Thibaut Beneston. Look how far back he was through that first turn. He held a nice tight line, came out in about 10th or 12th position though. But it was Tom Guyon in green who led the way from Tim Edberg and Isaac Gifting. Thomas Schlekel was also in there and around about 4th place. But it wasn't long before Thibaut Beneston quickly made moves on the same lap from 5th into 4th. And then, just a bit further back, Liam Everts and Matteo Guadagnini. Guadagnini fell. And he would have to do a hard charge again. Oliver Oriol was having a good charge early on in the race, the number 10. But he would eventually fade out of contention, despite battling with Mike Guerda. This was the challenge for the lead, though, a little later on. Switching from right to left in the yellow. Thibaut Beneston fancied his chances. Guyon went to the inside. Beneston to the outside, took over the lead. That was on lap 5. And Edberg was pushed back to 3rd on that same lap as well. A little bit further back, Guadagnini just down the inside of Liam Everts there. He then had to pull a tear off after making a mistake. Everts found his way back through, but then that was the kind of impetus that he needed, Guadagnini. Guyon then fell from 3rd. That allowed Isaac Gifting to go through. He picked himself up and would fall again. But it was Thibaut Beneston who was in a world of his own, a class of his own. He rounded out the final couple of corners. It was more than 15 seconds clear as he entered the final lap. And it was Thibaut Beneston who'd won in the 125 class on 3 other occasions, but this was his first EMX 250 race win. He does it here at Kegans in Latvia. EMX 250 race 2, and over on the far side, Thibaut Beneston, your winner from race 1, got a much better start, but so too did the championship leader, Bastien Baudin. He charged down the inside of Tom Guyon, muscled his way past the Frenchman and went after Michael Vettek. And Vettek received similar treatment at the end of the first lap as well. But Benistant was quickly on the charge and battling with Tom Guyon. Neat move down the inside of fellow countryman here through the wave section. Moved him up into third on lap 3. Bastien Bodembo, the steam just started to fade. He lost the lead to Guadagnini with that move there on lap 5. Then he made another mistake. Then he started to get caught. Benistant found his way onto the rear wheel, made a neat move around the outside of the WZ Racing KTM rider here, who didn't see it coming. That was Benistant into second position. A little bit further back, Pierre Goupillon fell. Disastrous weekend for the Bud Racing Kawasaki rider, but 3 laps to go. This was the battle between Guadagnini and Benistant. Benistant tried everything. He thought he found a way through, not once, but twice. He tried to make another move the other side of the jump here. Then he got pushed wide. Guadagnini doing everything to try and stay clear. That mistake, you think, okay, Benistant is done. But then he lunged down the inside on the final lap, just ran it wide. Guadagnini parked him back down the inside. Benistant tried to go again. He cut back to the inside of the Husqvarna rider here, who thought he was going to go wide. And then he just got too aggressive in the corner, Benistant, ran it wide, off the track, almost went down, and that was all she wrote. He did try one more time, though, 3 corners from home as a back marker came into play, but it wasn't enough. And in the end, it was Guadagnini who held on just by half a second over Benistant.
Da quasi 100 anni, alle porte di Vigevano e precisamente alla frazione sforzesca, in un ambiente familiare, puoi gustare i sapori genuini della tradizione lomellina. Rane fritte o in guazzetto, lumache trifolate, cinghiali in umido, stufato d'asino con polenta, risotti e altre specialità in base alla stagionalità del territorio. Trattoria dei Passeggeri, Corso Pavia 164, Sforzesca di Vigevano.
MX2 e di EMX 250. Ciao Marco, ciao Mattia.
Ciao Adriano.
Facciamo un passettino indietro, Marco e Mattia, a quello che è successo domenica, perché hai avuto appunto un alti e bassi nella prestazione. Sei arrivato quarto nella prima manche e 14° nella seconda. Raccontatemi un pochettino come l'avete vissuta e che cosa è successo.
Vai Mattia, dai, arrivando da sabato scorso, che la gara era andata molto bene, avevo fatto un quinto e un primo e secondo di giornata. Sì. Comunque cercavo di ripetere, l'obiettivo era di sicuro di provare a vincere, perché ho visto che il passo e la velocità ce li ho, insomma, per starli davanti. E avevo fatto comunque di nuovo il quinto tempo nelle qualifiche, quindi anche al cancello non andavo malissimo, però la prima manche ero scattato veramente forte e lo scatto era buono, solo che fuori dal cancello il canale era abbastanza storto e mi sono toccato con un altro pilota e quindi ero abbastanza indietro. Poi in curva sono riuscito a tagliare stretto, perché all'esterno si era formato un po' di gruppo, però anche lì stavo uscendo bene, mi è scivolata la ruota e ero più o meno 15°, e pian piano sono riuscito a recuperare fino al quarto posto della prima manche, quindi alla fine non era andata neanche così male. E invece la seconda sono partito un po' peggio ancora, perché
Bisogna
sono
curare tanto
scattato.
le partenze.
Sì, sì, partenze soprattutto con le piste così sono veramente importanti, perché il livello è alto e dietro c'è molto più rischio, perché comunque le situazioni sono più agitate. Infatti la seconda manche ero partito circa 25esimo e al primo giro mi sono toccato con un altro pilota, sono caduto e sono ripartito ultimo. E poi ripartire da così tanto dietro,
È dura.
riprendere il ritmo, passare tutti quei piloti, e la gara ormai è compromessa. Quindi
Però ti devo fare i
consiglio.
complimenti, Mattia. Noi ci sentiamo sempre fuori onda con i messaggi quando sei in trasferta oppure ci vediamo in pista. Lo sai che ti seguo molto volentieri, ci regali sempre grandi emozioni. Per cui bravo, bravo. Devi portare un attimino, penso io, di pazienza per domenica, cosa che non ha Marco a questo punto. La pazienza.
No, no, c'è da lavorare, c'è da lavorare. Adesso il punto critico lo sappiamo, è quello della partenza, perché la velocità c'è, l'allenamento anche, siamo messi bene, insomma, va tutto bene. Il problema sono le partenze, bisogna lavorarci. Dopo la gara abbiamo parlato bene con Mattia, ha fatto un po' il punto della situazione. Da
Bene.
domani ci rimettiamo sotto con nuove idee, con nuove prove, e cercheremo di fare tutto il possibile per migliorare questo aspetto, perché comunque lo scatto fuori dal cancello è già buono, quindi vuol dire il riflesso e come di partenza è buono. Bisogna
Per
lavorare
cui è colpa
dopo il
tua che non
cancello,
gli
che è una
dai
gran
una
colpa.
moto consona per fare delle belle partenze.
Probabile,
No,
vedremo. Faremo delle
scherzo.
prove per capire
Scherzo, anche perché poi la pista di Kegums ha una prima curva veramente che tutte le manche, in tutte le categorie, miete vittime proprio, anche illustri come abbiamo visto. Mattia, un'ultima domanda. Il recupero con 3 giorni di stop da domenica a mercoledì, da mercoledì poi di nuovo a domenica, che cosa stai facendo per recuperare più velocemente, oltre che riposare, immagino?
Non è semplice, anche perché una situazione così non era mai capitata. E ci sono praticamente 2 giorni cioè sono stati 2 giorni di pausa tra la scorsa gara e questa, e invece alla prossima ci sarà un giorno in più di pausa, quindi dai, comunque i tempi di recupero sono molto brevi. Cerchiamo di riposarci il più possibile, fare subito attività di defaticamento dopo la gara, per sciogliere un po' i muscoli, perché comunque le manche sono dure,
Sì.
sono ravvicinate anche le manche, perché di solito eravamo abituati a farne una al sabato e una la domenica, quindi i ritmi sono tutti un po'
Sono
più
diversi.
difficili da prendere. Quindi dai, cerchiamo di fare il meglio per recuperare subito le forze ed essere pronti per la prossima
Bene,
gara.
anche perché di festa ne è fatta tanta in questi 3 mesi di lockdown, per cui sarà informissima. Ragazzi, cosa dire? Volevo parlare anche del tuo compagno di squadra, di Albertone, di Alberto Forato, anche lui con problemi alla partenza. E lì in zona, per caso, Alberto è già a riposare?
No, non è in zona,
Ok,
però comunque i ragazzi stanno bene e questa è la cosa più importante, e
bene.
ora bisogna riordinare le idee
Anche
e
perché
darsi
basta
subito
un
una
niente
chance.
per farsi dei piccoli, avere dei piccoli infortuni che uno si porta avanti poi nel tempo. Io cosa dire? Io sono con voi, ci sentiremo magari anche dopo domenica se avrete voglia di fare scambiare 2 chiacchiere. Mattia, dita incrociate, gas a manetta, cerca di recuperare il più possibile. Marco, cerca di dargli una moto che parte a razzo.
Dai, adesso si guarda di fare una magia tra domani e domattina.
Va bene, magia per tutti e mi raccomando, Io ce l'ho sempre nel cuore questa qua. Domenica buon recupero e soprattutto buon lavoro. Team Madì Racing, ciao Marco Madì e ciao Mattia Guadagnini. Salutatemi Alberto Forato. Ciao.
Certo. Ciao.
E anche la EMX 250 è finita, ci ha regalato grandissime emozioni con i nostri piloti italiani sempre a battagliare per le prime posizioni, ma i commenti li farò più nello specifico più avanti. Adesso vi lascio con le due manche della MX2.
My name is Bailey Malkovich. I'm from Victoria, Australia, and I ride for Honda 114 Motorsports. I'm Nathan Crawford, I'm from Australia. We're over here for my first year in Europe with the Honda 114 Motorsports. It's just good to have someone from your own country. That's helpful. He lives next door to me, so that's also helpful to have someone close by.
When we saw that we could have both of them, we thought about this, that having a pair, same nationality, same language would be better for them. Now I really love the Australian spirit.
Winning the Junior Worlds at Horsham, at my home country, it definitely opened up some doors in my career. I had a lot of people supporting me, which made it like 10 times better. And especially just the support I had there was unreal. Leading up to the first couple rounds of the GPs, I unfortunately had a crash at a pre-season race and tore my ACL. After the break, I've took the time to really make my knee stronger and make it so it's usable and ready to go racing. With the new GP schedule, there's a lot of sand tracks, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm excited to go see some new tracks, and definitely with some sand and loam, it definitely will help me a bit.
The racing here is completely different, honestly, to Australia. It's intense all the way through the field. There's such a wide variety of good riders here. So yeah, it's uncomparable. The first two rounds, was I happy? I mean, it's a starting point for me really, but I've got a lot more in me. Just having more time on the bike and learning the Honda, I feel a lot better, so I've got high hopes for the rest of the season.
My goals, like targets for this season, hopefully get a couple top fives and just like work my way inside.
My target for this season, minimum I want to stay inside the top 10 for the rest of the year. I really believe when I am comfortable and riding at my best and everything's going well, I'm more than good enough to be a top 5 guy and banging on the door for podiums.
Target is the podium. I would like to be back on the podium, definitely. We did it the 2 first years, so a podium would definitely feels really good actually. The target for long term is be world champion again, but as a team manager.
This little crest into a tight left-hander. Now this is a series of 180 lefts and rights, and as we exit this right-hand turn, this is the run towards the finish line. Over the iPhone jump, a short, sharp jump into this left-hander. Outside there is no jump, inside you have a slight mogul. Then we hit the monster finish line jump, and as we land, we are into this right-hand corner. Very hard underneath, easy to make a mistake there, and through this left-hander as well. Over a short tabletop, and then again a choice of lines here, slightly higher to the left-hand side. We swing around this left, and then we have the step up, highest point of the racetrack here. We have a bank turn, higher on the outside, through that right-hander, an awkward little step down, and then a short, sharp pyramid jump. A small double, followed by a single. And then we have 2 tabletops here. The second one, the Monster Energy one here, slightly longer than the first. And at the end of the straight, a series of waves. You can double, bounce your way into the right-hand corner. A lot of passing opportunities in this corner of this racetrack. Short tabletop here, into the left. And then as we exit this turn, we are immediately into a series of 12 waves. A lot shallower this year than they were last year. But you can double, triple your way through. And depending on how you execute that wave system, depends whether you make a pass towards the end of that straight or not. We head right uphill over the final Monster Energy jump on the racetrack here, apart from one on the finish line of course, but it's a short tabletop into this 90-degree right. The chicane here, left and right, takes us back onto the start straight, and from there the riders embark on another lap of this Selter circuit. Time practice session here for the MX2. Mattis Boromé put in the fastest lap of 1:55.5. That's the benchmark. Oh, and Olsen goes down, just pushing a little bit too much, and that looks pretty awkward actually, the way that he fell, and he knows it as well. It was just started the lap.
This sport is tough sometimes. Thomas had a small crash in the last day of riding before coming here to Latvia. He had a small fracture in his shoulder blade. A lot of stiffness and soreness in the neck and the shoulder area. So we've done everything what we can to get him on the start line, and he will give it a go, and we'll see what happens.
Welcome to Latvia, everybody. 1st of March, we're at Matterley Basin. A week later, we're in Valkenswaard for the MXGP of the Netherlands, and 154 days later, we find ourselves back here for the MXGP of Latvia. We've had 154 days between gate drops, and maybe the nerves are starting to show already in the early stages of this race. From the outside, it looked like the owl it is who exits the first turn right up front where he wants to be. Geert's there in 2nd position. Brandon Moschlein, who's there in 3rd position. Boromé 4th. Fernandez is in 5th place. Oh, I think Boromé jumped off the circuit there. He did, and he got passed by Fernandez. Iago Geert is down. So Geert goes down from turn 3, and look how hard, you see how hard the ground is there, and slick, the wheels just went from underneath him. Got a good line around there, hasn't he, Fernandez, and he's launched himself back alongside and past Olsen. Sweet move back from the Spaniard. It all came from a nice sweeping move around the outside in the turn before that. You know, oh, man down at the end of the straight is Geertz again. And Iago Geertz looks a little bit injured. How costly is that going to be for his championship campaign? We go back to Ruben Fernandez and Rennie Hofer, these two. Fernandez found his way past Hofer, just ran it down the inside. In fact, Fernandez is up to 4th now, so Hofer being pushed down to 5th. Ruben Fernandez looking to go to the inside and looking to try and steal 3rd. He may have just done it here, the other side of the double. Fernandez now up in the 3rd place. Fantastic ride for the number 70. Tom Viallo out of the final turn, takes the checkered flag, wins race number 1 here, his 3rd race win of the year, and increases his lead at the top of the championship table. And Moschlein 2nd, Fernandez 3rd.
The beginning was good, I was riding really good and feel also good on the bike. And I saw Iago crash, so after I make a little gap every lap. And at the end I just continue pretty easy my race. But it was really hot here in Latvia, so it was really tough the race.
Race 2, the MXGP of Latvia, and it is very tightly contested between an F1 Kawasaki Boromé and Tom Vial, the two French riders Vanguards at the end of that straight. So Tom Vial leads the way, the Red Bull KTM. This has been a solid weekend for Matis Borromeo. Going to have to be out. And Hoffa, his front wheel is broken. Not going to go much further with that. Geertz again tries to find his way past the Frenchman. And this time Geertz does go through and swiftly moves into second place. The sand here not behaving as it normally would. We've had a long hot summer, it's hard, it's edgy, it's soft and loamy in places as well. Jago Geertz easily goes through, and maybe Tom Pial allowed that to happen a little bit. Knows he doesn't need to fight with Jago Geertz. This circuit will catch you out if you do not pay attention. The question is, how much has Ruben Fernandez got in the tank here? Oh! Fernandez! How did he get away from that? Just hit the eject button. He's like the Terminator, he's going to keep coming back for more. You watch. Whatever happens from here in the next 7 minutes plus 2, you cannot knock the performance of Fernandez. And he goes by the Frenchman, so into 7th place then. Watch this. Over on the left top of the screen, so Matis Borromeo. Another rider, Pial's gone straight on. Pial is off the track. And managed just to stay ahead of Borromeo. Tom Pial is going to go through as they start the final lap. And Tom Pial runs him wide. We've got a new race leader. Ah, hello. And as quick as a flash, Jago Geertz responds. Cuts back to the inside. Oh, nice move, Jago. And the 193 cruises to the line. Take his 4th career race win. He lights the candles here in Riga. But it's Pial who will win the Grand Prix. Van der Moosdijk over the line there in 2nd, and Borromeo will come through in 3rd, or 3rd overall. F&H Kawasaki MX2 Racing Team, Matis Borromeo, Van der Moosdijk, his teammate, 2nd overall. But Tom Pial, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing will stand on the top step of the podium for the 2nd time this year, 3rd time in his career. He arrived here with the red plate, he had a 5-point advantage, he's now got a 22-point advantage over Jago Geertz. Tom Pial continues to lead.
Da quasi 100 anni, alle porte di Vigevano e precisamente alla frazione sforzesca, in un ambiente familiare, puoi gustare i sapori genuini della tradizione lomellina. Rane fritte o in guazzetto, lumache trifolate, cinghiali in umido, stufato d'asino con polenta, risotti e altre specialità in base alla stagionalità del territorio. Trattoria dei Passeggeri, Corso Pavia 164, Sforzesca di Vigevano.
Arriviamo alla classe regina, l'MXGP, con gli highlights delle 2 manche appunto della categoria regina, dove vedremo schierati i migliori piloti al mondo: Jeffrey Herlings, Tim Geiser, Antonio Cairoli, Jeremy Seewer, Paulin, Desal, Fevre e tantissimi altri piloti. Per cui aspettiamo di vedere come va a finire.
The reason to take the plunge and run my own team was, at this point in my career, I've rode for a lot of good teams. Some teams that I didn't really agree with the way that they ran the team, or how they treated the rider, or how the bikes were sort of developed for the rider. And I just felt like I knew enough people within the industry to just go and crack on with it on my own. Anywhere inside the top 10 for me is a massive achievement in my first year doing it alone. If we can combine that with some good results in the British Championship, I would have to be thoroughly happy with how things have went. With the small crew I have, just me and my dad travelling around in a van, as long as he's happy and I'm happy, then it's the sort of dream team really. Baby number 2, I think it's going to be getting busy in our camper. I just said we've got quite a small camper at the moment, so definitely on the to-do list for the winter time is to invest in something a bit bigger. The worst / most challenging thing's definitely getting everything together. Trying to be team manager, rider, sometimes truck driver, mechanic, alongside my dad. It's definitely a new challenge. Valkenswaard definitely blew me away. Running times within the top 10 all weekend. The 2 races on Sunday, my speed was, easily good enough for top 5 results. I was really disappointed with the first race, not being able to score in that one, but we bounced back in the second race. I know Tony wasn't 100%, but passing the 9 times world champion for 4th place in the second moto was a small highlight of the year so far. So hopefully in the restart of this year we can match that form and keep things rolling. If you get a part where you're really slow and the guy's right behind you, if you just blast it, he's going to be getting a faceful. What you didn't see was he'd done it to me a couple of times before as well, so I knew that when I'd passed him, I went over the thing and I thought, I'm going to do it back, and I just really went for it. It was quite a slow part of the track, so I knew it would work. And yeah, that's part of racing though, isn't it?
Siwa goes pole, 1:55.1, so it was a good lap from Jeremy Siwa. Oh, now it comes through, 1:54.6, so Geiser does go pole. Half a second in the end, slight delay as the time came through. Oh! Hurling throws it away, trying too hard.
I'm really happy to start a day like that. It was a long wait. 4 months break was like really difficult, especially when you are used to travel every weekend, every year. So I'm super happy that we are finally back racing, and the start went, the day started really good, so I will just try to continue pushing hard, try to take 2 solid starts and then ride like I know, and that's it.
You love the races, thank you.
First time this weekend for the MXGP riders. All the big hitters down the inside gates. That's where the start normally comes from. The 5-second borders turn. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. MXGP race 1 is go here. On the outside, I think it was Geiser. This time he is round the outside. Koldenhoff. Mistake from Koldenhoff, was it? Yes, it was in the weight section. Ooh, I'll tell you what, that was pretty close and very lucky for the number 259. Oh, Tonus throws it away in the wave sections where he's been so good and so consistent. And Hurlings has done Jasikonis through the wave section possibly. But Hurlings has got himself into pole position here, and he does charge down the inside of Jeremy Seewer and does take fourth position away with just over a lap to go. Tim Geiser though exits the final turn, takes the checkered flag and makes it race win number 48 in his career. Koldenhoff came over the line second, Vevra third, Hurlings fourth, Seewer fifth, Jasikonis sixth.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was good. I was enjoying a lot. Got a little arm pump on the beginning, so it was like first race after many months. But anyway, I'm happy. I'm glad with the whole shot. And then on the beginning, I was riding a bit tight, let's say, and then I make a mistake. I stole the bike in the corner. I was able to rejoin the race immediately behind Koldenhoff. And then he make mistake, and then I make a little gap and then control the race. So I'm happy and really looking forward for a second one.
Second at the first split, it was him that got caught in that first curb crash. I'm sure we will look at that again. Koldenhoff leads then. Did he grab the foxhole shot? But it's Koldenhoff who leads. Geiser second, Seewer third, Prado fourth, Casal fifth, Vevra in sixth, the leading Kawasaki rider. AJ coming under attack from Prado once again. There was a mistake in the weights there. And he goes around the outside of the Lithuanian, takes the position away, so Prado back up into fourth place. Probably get them later on today as Vevra goes past Prado. And Prado messes up completely, and that allows Jasikonis to get back alongside. Championship leader, and he's going to make a move, and the Yamaha rider alongside Geiser. He's got to go the long way round here though, and he does. Wow, full commitment from Seewer. Geiser responds immediately. Knows he's got a fire in his hands. This is perfect for Koldenhoff. Oh, Geiser! Geiser is down this time. He was hanging off the side of the bike. He was alongside Koldenhoff as well. Wow. Jeffrey Hurlings just goes by. What a turnaround. Feet off the pegs. He tried to side saddle on one peg. Seewer good to respond there, and Vevra got up just in time. Is making a last lunge for victory here on the Yamaha. Koldenhoff will know he's right there. They're going to be side by side as they crest this hill, and Koldenhoff still hasn't taken a look over his shoulder. Talk about a final lap showdown or a half lap showdown. Glenn Koldenhoff, he will cross the finish line here. He wins race 2. He wins the Grand Prix. A first ever race win for Gas Gas.
Yeah, you know, I had to go really deep, but I have to thank again the team. You know, I pulled such a big hole shot. It's like a rocket out of the gate, and I'm very proud of what we achieved together with my team, standing construct gas and all the guys from Austria. I think we made history today with gas, so it's amazing.
Congratulations to Glenn Coldenhoff, the overall winner here this weekend. Tim Price, the second overall, Roman Trevor third. Jeffrey Hurley maintains his grip on the championship leaders' red plate label. What a day for the standing construct gas factory team.
E siamo arrivati alla fine di questa domenica fantastica di gare. Dopo 5 mesi di lungo stop, il mondiale MXGP ha ripreso alla grande su una pista qua a Kegums veramente particolare, con un fondo duro e sabbioso nello stesso tempo. Ha creato non pochi problemi a tutti i piloti. Una prima curva dopo la partenza veramente ostica che ha mietuto parecchie vittime. Comunque abbiamo visto delle gare magnifiche, è stata una buona ripresa. C'è stata una MX 250 con il nostro Guadagnini che ci ha fatto sognare, ha vinto una manche, la seconda manche alla grande nei confronti di Thibaut Benistan, che è il leader del campionato. In MX2 cosa dire, Tom Vial, Boyce Ramé, Iago Gerz, Van de Mosnik e un Ruben Fernandez veramente velocissimo che ha entusiasmato tutti del team SDM Corse. Abbiamo visto poi la MXGP con i nomi noti e meno noti, però grande vittoria di Glenn Coldenhoff con la Gas che regala la prima vittoria a questa nuova marca di moto. Tim Geiser si conferma velocissimo, un buonissimo Febvre è arrivato terzo con la Kawasaki. Jeremy Seewer è un pilota che a me piace moltissimo come stile di guida e approccio alla gara, ha fatto 2 belle manche. Erlings è arrivato quinto assoluto, anche lui ha avuto problemi di alcune cadute fatte durante le 2 manche appunto in partenza, per cui grande recupero e finisce al quinto posto. Cosa dire, il nostro Tony Cairoli finisce 13° nell'assoluta e speriamo di vederci sul gradino più alto del podio mercoledì. Vi ricordo che ci sono 3 gare, questa qua è stata la prima qua a Kegums, mercoledì ci sarà la seconda e poi domenica prossima ci sarà la terza che chiuderà, diciamo, questo ciclo di gare sulla stessa pista. Per cui spero che vi sia piaciuto il programma, mi raccomando condividete il più possibile. Vi chiedo di seguirci anche, oltre che in televisione, anche sui social, sulla nostra pagina web www.motocrossmypassion.it e sul nostro canale YouTube MotocrossMyPassion TV. Un saluto da Adriano Narducci e ci vediamo mercoledì. Ciao a tutti! Amici appassionati, ben ritrovati in Motocross My Passion. Con questo abbiamo trovato un'icona del mondo dell'enduro. La tabella rossa di Antonio Cairoli. Inizio di stagione in attesa della seconda manche dell'MX 2017, vince il quinto titolo mondiale, contraddistingue il 2-2-2 Antonio Cairoli. Benvenuti su Motocross My Passion.
A ninth title for Cairoli, who came home in second. Max Hempstead came home.
E vi ricordo, Motocross My Passion c'è.